That was gross. But you know what's crazy is that as gross as that was, I was actually expecting it to be worse. So I don't really know what that says about me. I've been interested in watching Send Help since I first heard about it because I love Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams, and that's just a pairing that I never would have imagined working together, especially for a stranded on an island horror movie. It was just random enough for me to be like, I've got to see this. But at the same time, I was hesitant because it looked gross. So I mentally prepared myself. I was kind of talking myself into it like, it's gonna be nasty, but you can turn it off anytime you want. No one's gonna force me to finish it. So I was braced for the worst, and then it was, yeah, gross, but not anything that I couldn't handle. And this happens anytime that I go to watch a movie that has a reputation for being violent or gory. Kind of over prepare myself, and then when I get around to watching it, I'm like, oh, that was it? Which is a good thing, because if I wasn't overprepared and I'm going in blind, I would probably be traumatized. Some pretty twisted shit happens up in here. But anywho, Send Help is a new horror comedy movie from Sam Raimi about a mean boss Bradley and his frumpy employee Linda, who get stranded on an island together after a plane crash, of which they were the only survivors. Something that I really enjoyed about this movie is that for 80% of the runtime, it's just Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams stuck on an island. I love when movies have really small casts because then it has to lean so heavily on the talents of its core actors. And this would obviously be a problem if you didn't have very good actors, but Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams are top tier, so it works. And like I said, I never would have imagined these two doing a movie together, but they were fantastic. Watching them together was so much fun. If I'm being honest, I didn't love the movie, but I loved them. Even though the movie wasn't my vibe, they got it. They understood the assignment and they were committed. I would watch it again just to watch them because they worked so well together. When it comes to Dylan O'Brien, well, he was fantastic in this. I wasn't really surprised by him in it. You never really know what the guy's gonna do, and I would buy him playing pretty much any type of character. But Rachel McAdams was a really big surprise to me. Not because I thought that she wouldn't be able to do it, but just because I've never seen her play a character like this before. And the thought of taking the Rachel McAdams and trying to make her all awkward and unappealing, quite frankly, seems impossible. But they really pulled it off with both her performance and her styling. Really goes to show you how much of an effect greasy hair and chapped lips can have on a person. It actually made me really self conscious about my lips because I'm a lip chewer. But my bad habits aside, it was a lot of fun to watch Rachel do something so different and do it so well. Both lead performances in this were top notch. This is what happens when you take absolutely fantastic actors and make them do the most ridiculous things. This is the type of movie that needs really heavy hitters or it just wouldn't work. In my opinion, this would be a bad movie if it didn't have such strong performances, but that also kind of felt like a stylistic choice to me. I'm not really sure. I'm really not familiar with Sam Raimi as a director. To me, this felt like a very B horror movie, but with great acting. Even the CGI was a bit shit, but again, it felt on purpose. It felt like that was the vibe they were going for. This is a very over the top movie. Everything is exaggerated, from the gore to the characters. Any scene that has the potential to be bloody is so much bloodier than the standard. Linda is the cringiest person imaginable, but worse. Even Bradley's laugh is just super obnoxious. And all of this kind of leans into that B horror feel, but in a way that feels intentional and fun instead of something genuinely bad. Someone who has more movie smarts than me and who knows Sam Raimi's style, let me know if I'm reading that right. I knew nothing about Sam Raimi as a director before this, except that he directed the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy, which to me is, the Spider-Man, because that's what I grew up with. When I hear the name Sam Raimi, I always just jump to Spider-Man. So when I saw the Send Help trailer, I was kind of like taken aback. Like, this is from the Spider-Man guy? And I kept on hearing about how it was so gross and it was so Sam Raimi and how the gore and everything is his thing. And I'm over here like, the Spider-Man guy? I did notice a similarity in the style between this and Spider-Man, but this is a whole new world for me. I am completely clueless about what Sam is recognized for. I feel like I can appreciate his vision for this movie, but I don't think his style is really for me. But I say that with very limited knowledge about his style. One thing that made this a really hard watch for me, and probably killed my enjoyment of it a little bit, is how cringy it is, especially in the first half hour. And I know that it was very much supposed to make you cringe, but I'm the type of person that gets really bad secondhand embarrassment. I was home alone watching this, and I felt so uncomfortable. It was making me laugh, but I also felt like I was dying a little on the inside. There's a scene at the beginning where Linda is introducing herself to Bradley, and she had just been eating a tuna sandwich, and she has like a bit of it on the corner of her mouth, and they just make it look so disgusting. And then some of it ends up on Bradley's hand, and he makes the Allstate guy smell it to tell him what it is, which was hilarious, but I also just wanted to be swallowed by my couch so I could cease to exist. At the end of the day, even though I didn't love it, I'm always really happy when movies like this get made, especially when they go to theaters. Because in a world where it feels like the only things getting into theaters are remakes, franchises, and adaptations of existing IP, it's so refreshing to get something original, and something original that was done well at that. Sam Raimi's style might not be my favorite, but I can appreciate the vision and the execution. I'm glad this movie exists, and I'm glad there are so many people who did love it. That is going to do it for today. I would love to hear what you guys thought about Send Help if you've seen it. If you haven't, let me know if you plan on watching it. Please give this video a like if you made it all the way to the end, and consider subscribing if you love movies as much as I do. I am so close to hitting 100 subscribers, it's actually ridiculous. So please help me achieve my dreams and hit subscribe. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all next time.